The causes of inflation. The causes of inflation can be studied from three sides: from the demand side, from the supply side, and the cost push side. First, the factors from demand side. Increase in public expenditure. There may be an increase in the expenditure of the government because of wars or for developing the economy. This increase in government expenditure means an increase in the total demand, which leads to rise in prices. This demand is in addition to the normal demand, which leads to a price rise. Increase in private expenditure. When optimism prevails in the business world, businessmen are eager to spend more money on capital goods. This increases the demand for capital goods and in turn brings about an increase in the demand for consumers' goods. This is because there is an increase in the income of the people who works in capital goods industries. Therefore, they are in a position to spend more, and there is an increase in the demand for the both types of goods. Reduction in taxation. If there is a reduction in the taxes levied by the government, people are left with more money which can be spent. This increases their expenditure as well as prices of commodities. Changes in expectation. In the context of the price rise, the expectations of the people play a very important role. Black money. Black money means unaccounted money. Holders of black money never care for the prices. Thus, demand increases and prices rise. Increase in population. If the growth rate of population is higher than the growth rate of output in the country, then demand for goods and services outstrips their supply, causing rise in price. Repayment. When the government repays old loans, more purchasing power is placed at the disposal of the people. Thus, repayment of loans leads to an increase in the total demand. Deficit financing. Deficit financing refers to the method government use to finance their budget. Deficit such as issuing bonds or printing more money. As we know, a small amount of deficit financing makes fund available for growth of the country, but a large amount result in demand pull inflation. Urbanization. Urbanization is not the root cause of inflation, but this raises the demand for superior goods by the migrant population due to demonstration effect of urban area. Cheap monetary policy. Cheap monetary policy means a monetary policy by the central bank where the central bank sets low interest rates so that credit is easily available to the general public in order to bring efficiency in trade and commerce in an economy. Cheap money and credit policy also causes excessive increase in supply of money and thereby increase in supply of money and thereby increase in demand for goods and services, but their supply does not increase. 11th, rise in employment and income. There has been a steady rise in employment rate. This has resulted in higher income and consequently greater demand for goods. Increase in exports. More exports mean more income and hence more demand for goods and services by the exporters, leading to rise in the prices. The factor from supply side. First, scarcity of the factor of production. If one or more factors of production are in short supply, there is a reduction in production on or hurdles may be created in the expansion of production. This reduces the total supply and causes a rise in price. Natural calamities. There are several calamities which are reduce production, and this result in the reduction of production, and this leads to a rise in the prices. Hoarding by merchants. Hoarding means not making the goods available for release in the market. Generally, a malpractice followed to artificial hike the price. All these add to the inflationary elements in the economy. Rise in costs. Rise in costs due to an increase in factors price is another cause from the supply side. Rent, interest and wages can rise due to a number of reasons. This may lead to inflation. Bottlenecks. Bottlenecks means generally infrastructural difficulties that come in the way of smooth production, distribution and expansion process of goods and services mostly faced by the developing economies. Industrial disputes. Industrial disputes causes fall in supply and hence rise in prices. Taxation policy of the government. High rates of sale tax, excise duty, corporation tax, etc. discourage production. Thus, fall in production gives rise to inflation. Less production. Fall in production is one of the main reasons of rising prices. Technical changes. Technical changes increase cost of production and decrease supply, and result is inflation. International causes. Production of consumer goods falls during wartime and it rises the price of consumer goods. Inflation in one country spreads to other countries through trade. The factor from cost push side. First, wage induced inflation and profit induced inflation. When the prices rise on account of rise in profit and wages, it is called price induced or wage induced inflation. It resulted in price rise in several countries of the world.